What's up, YouTube? It's Chillula's Comics, and I am here bringing you a May the 4th be with you Star Wars Edition comic book collecting video. That's right, you guys. Today is May the 4th, and May the 4th be with you, and with you, and also with you. I'm going to be showing you guys my comic collection of Star Wars comics. I gotta be honest. I gotta be fair. I am not the biggest Star Wars fan. I didn't grow up with the movies. As an adult, I've gone back and watched them, and I like them. But let me tell you who loves them. My wife is super into Star Wars. And anytime my wife is into something nerdy, I'm with it. I'm going to support it. And especially if it means buying more comics. So without further ado, I'm going to be showing you guys big parts of my Star Wars comic collection. And here we go. I'm going to kick it off with this one here. It's Darth Vader #1 from the 2015 series. It's the Scotty Young baby variant, and it's signed here, as you can see, by Scotty Young to CBCS 8.5. And actually, this is part of a connecting cover. I have the rest of the set, but I didn't get them all signed. I just wanted to get the Darth Vader one signed because Darth Vader is actually my wife's her favorite character from Star Wars. So I'm going to put those in the background. I'm going to change the background up because right now what I have up, actually, I should have started with that, is that's the Marvel Special Edition Star Wars. It's not the, what do you call those damn things? This is Treasury Edition. There we go. It's the Treasury Edition Star Wars #1 with a cover by Howard Chaykin. And I got this late last year. Really late in the year last year. And it's not in the best shape by any way, shape, or form. It's got a bunch of spine ticks on it, but you know what? It's a #1. It's mine. It's the first Treasury Edition in my collection. I guess it's not mine. I got it from my wife. but it's cool. I like it. I'm gonna put it down so that it doesn't block the rest of the stuff that I'm gonna have going on up here. I'm gonna put it right there. You can't really see it. Oh well, it's there. You guys know it's there. You've seen it. And we got Darth Vader in the background, anyways. Next, another Star Wars. This is Darth Vader #2. It's a 9.2. This is a great cover by Adi Granoff. And it is not once, twice, not 3 times, not 4, but 5 freaking times signed. I got Adi Granoff, I got Edgar Delgado, Kieran Gillen, Pablo Hidalgo, and Salvador LaRocca. And I got to give up a huge shout out to the homeboy, Carlos Silos189. He hooked me up with this great book, and it's in my collection now. Brother, good looking out. Really appreciate it. It's a great book to have, a beautiful cover, and signed 5 times. That's the only book in my collection signed more than twice. So, dude, good looking out. Next, this is the Darth Vader Annual #1. It's a blank variant that I got signed at Sacramento Comic-Con last year, and it's actually it's a Darth Vader sketch done by Howard Chaykin. Howard Chaykin, of course, is the original cover artist for Star Wars #1 and that Star Wars #1 Treasury Edition that I showed you. And speaking of Star Wars #1, I have Star Wars #1, also signed by Howard Chaykin at a 4.5 CBC or CGC. Signed the same day by Howard Chaykin. Quick pause for interruption, and now I'm back. Yeah, you guys. So those are my my graded books for my Star Wars collection. Let's see what else I got back here. Let's just start digging into this box. Oh, all right. I got my True Believers #1, Star Wars Chewbacca. Probably bring this guy in a little bit more. True Believers #1, Star Wars Darth Vader. Bring Vader in a little bit more. Looks good. That's also an Adi Granoff cover, by the way. I'm going to put these down over here so I can put these away in the interest of putting them away. And I don't have to like just have them out and not put them away. True Believers #1, Star Wars Droids. And Star Wars Lando, True Believers #1. I wasn't able to collect all of the first editions of the new runs of all the Star Wars stuff that came out a few years back. So when all the True Believers stuff came out, I mean, I got them. They were only $1. True Believers #1, Star Wars Darth Vader. And here is the first edition of Star Wars Chewbacca #1. And I think I have the rest of them. That's a Phil Noto cover, if I'm not mistaken. Here's Star Wars Chewbacca number 2. And I actually have 2 copies of that. The second copy is really beat up. And the reason being is actually the first time I heard about the Chewbacca series coming out, we were in Disneyland. We were in Disneyland, and they were selling the comics at one of the gift shops. And my son really wanted it, and that was my wife's way of bonding with him. She knows that I love comics. She loves Star Wars. And the boy loved Chewbacca, so we had to get it for him. Here's number 3. And it got beat up the entire time we were at Disneyland. Here's number 4, which is why I went to go buy him a second copy of number 2, because I wanted him to have a good copy in his collection. Here's number 5. Here's Star Wars Director's Cut number 1. I don't think I have the number 1 from that series, the original. The Director's Cut printing, it's kind of got that fade, that color fade going on. Here's Star Wars number 1. This is the variant. Here's number 22. We started late on that run, so we don't have a whole bunch of them. Here's one that I just picked up mainly for the cover. I didn't go with the ongoing series. I think this is actually a not a full series, but Star Wars Darth Maul number 1. I think it was just like a mini series. I don't believe it was an ongoing. Here's the beginning of my collection for Darth Vader, because that's who my wife, like I said, that's her favorite character. So I started trying to collect his entire run. There's number 1. There's my number 2. So again, good looking now, CeeLo's. For that fills my hole for the number 2. Here's my number 3. I actually picked that up at a con. Guy had it in a box of pick 2 for 10. And that's the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. Don't have 3 or 4, or 4 or 5. I mean, here's number 6. Number 7. And Adi Granov is freaking killing it on these covers, you guys. Look at the detail. So much detail, and he's working with all dark colors. Like, that's tough. I think that's tough to do. Here's number 8. No longer a Granov cover. All right, I'm gonna go dig in this box because got a bunch more books to show. I think I got some more Vader books. Here we go. Yep, here's number 9. Here's number 10. Dr. Aphra on the cover again. Here's number 11. Number 12. Number 13. Number 14. I got a bunch of these Vaders. I think this series ended like at 27, I want to say. 15. Here's number 16. This is a great cover. Talk about the use of like space and just, it's all black, but you can still see the white shining off of it's more like the glare off his helmet. Freaking sick ass cover right there. Number 16. 17. Number 18. Number 19. Number 20. 21. We're getting close to the end of the Vader series. Forgot to mention that number 3 is not only the first appearance of Dr. Aphra, but also they think that the evil droids. 22. 23. 24. Getting close. 25. I'm going to pause the video so I can put some books away and you guys don't have to wait. And that was actually a great place to stop because that's the end of my Vader collection there. Next, I'm going to start with Dr. Aphra, number 1. Good to see those evil droids up and close, personal. They look dope. Dr. Aphra, number 2. Missing number 3, but here's number 4. So I got to go back and collect that. Here is Han Solo, number 1. And I think I just collected the number 1s on those. I got that one and the Millennium Falcon variant edition, which I thought was pretty sick. Oh, I didn't just collect the number 1. Here's number 2. Dope. I didn't think I went that far with it. But that's cool. I'm glad I did. Solo's dope. I think he's my favorite character. Number 3. I know a lot of people like Chewie and freaking Darth Vader. I mean, Vader's dope, but I don't know, man. I like Solo. He's I don't know. He's got my it's the kind of character I like. Number 3. Number 4. Here's number 5. This is just a print. It's not an actual book. This is Poe Dameron Star Wars. And if you want to talk about favorite character, actually, Poe Dameron from the new books, he's my favorite character by far. So I started collecting the Poe Dameron series, number 1. I didn't keep up with it. It's just my pull list got to be too crazy, so I didn't want to be collecting every single Star Wars title, and it seemed like everybody and their mama in Star Wars had its ongoing title for some reason. There's number 2. I believe that's a Phil Noto cover. Here is number 3, I think, and I'm pretty sure Poe still has an ongoing series. It was originally supposed to be a mini-series, but it was selling well, so, you know, they kept it going. There's number 4. Number 5. Number 6. I wish I had some Star Wars music blasting in the background, but Disney would probably get me for that. Number 7. Number 8. Here is Princess Leia, number 1. That's a first print. And here's Princess Leia number 1. The second print. I think I like the second print better. I like the black background. I like the stars in the background. Looks pretty dope. That's a Terry Dodson cover. And I'm pretty sure the Dodsons did all the rest of the covers. So there's number 1. Here's number 2. This is the third printing. I need to get my hands on the first print for that one, but the rest of these, I do have all the first prints. Here's number 3. Number 4. I want to say it went to 5. Yep. Here's number 5. And that's the last one in the series there. Pause this real quick. Another good place to stop because that was the end of my Princess Leia. Finally, I got Star Wars Force Awakens, number 1, with Rey. Number 2, with the whole crew, Finn, Chewie, everybody. Number 3, and actually, let me check this down. I'm still trying to keep these in order so they're easy to put away. Number 2. All right, here we go. Number 3. Number 4. Just way easier to put these things away once I'm done showing them off. Number 5, because they go right back in the box in order. I don't have to mess with nothing. Number 6. All right. Number 6. Now, finally, I'm going to show this one off. This is Star Wars Legacy, number 7. And believe it or not, check out that mug. You know who did that? That's right. That's an Adam Hughes cover right there. This is on Dark Horse Comics. This is not DC. That is not Marvel. That is Dark Horse Comics. And that's an Adam Hughes. And finally, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, number 5 of 5. I don't know who did that cover. I'm not even sure, to be honest, why I picked that book up. That book's been in my collection for quite a while. But, yeah, I just ended up picking it up. And you know what? I'd rather end on this note right here on some little dope covers. So, that's all I got for you guys. That's the extent of my Star Wars collection. Figured I'd throw up some nice books for the end of the video here. Thank you guys for sticking with me. And you already know who it is. It's Tulu's Comics. Happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. We'll see you next time. And until I see you next time, keep stacking hella comics.